Hello and welcome to the Aston Villa fan zone for Villa's trip to Liverpool on Saturday night, an 8 p.m. kickoff live on Sky. I'm your host, Dan Rolinson, joined by John Townley. And before we get into some Villa chat, John, let's start with some lemon water. Before you started, you bought a massive jug. Lemon
Shall I get
water?
it?
What's that about?
All right, so here we go. Water with lemons and limes. The limes go to the
Okay.
bottom,
Oh,
and
that's interesting.
yeah,
That
go on,
probably tells
what?
me that one of them is off. A bit like an egg.
No. No. So I don't know. I'll chop up my lemons and limes in the morning, like 8 a.m. Put them in the water, and it obviously tastes very nice. But then after 6 o'clock, specifically 6 o'clock, it
The
tastes really
same
bitter.
jug, or you do it all again later in the day?
No. Same joke. So we get too expensive. Lemons
Okay.
and limes aren't cheap these days. But it's really bitter now. So if I'm wincing and I forget that my water tastes like this, uh, that's why. It's a real shame because it's very nice in the morning. Get to the afternoon, it tails off a bit, and in the evening, it's I just don't have it. Don't have it.
You're not a hot drinks fan, are you? But hot water and lemon, have you dabbled with that yet?
Uh, would that work? I don't know. Can
Yeah,
someone explain in the
definitely.
chat? I mean, I should know this. I wasn't great at like science or whatnot, but why are my lemons and limes going off after hours? I
I wonder if
thought
there's amount
because I
of
keep it in the
chemicals
fridge
that
as
come out
well.
of them after a certain amount of time.
I mean, obviously, if you leave a lemon and a lime out, like it won't be so good. But it is in the fridge as well, so that's why I'm confused.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Liverpool,
we'll get on some football chat in a second. If anyone sees me wincing, I get this. I don't know whether you're the same, John. Now the weather's properly turned cold, I get split lips quite a lot. My lips crack up,
dry
and
lips are in. Yeah.
and I've got a split in my lip, and it started bleeding when I kind of opened my mouth a little bit before. So that's good. Anyway, we are here to talk about some football. Villa go to Liverpool, and I think based off some of the comments that we're going to discuss shortly, and we are going to try and be more snappy today, John. Although we are 2 minutes in and
Oh
we've only
yeah,
started.
that.
The attitude, I think, is Liverpool aren't very good, but Villa will be there to turn their form around. They surely can't lose 6 games, that kind of vibe. If there's any team that can help Liverpool get back to form, it's Aston Villa. However good we are and however bad an opponent is,
Yeah,
when they're
they're
on a
just
bad
doing it.
run, it is easy to go, we'll be the ones that stop that bad run though, right? We'll get to our thoughts as we go. Should we dive straight into the comments?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to the live chat, by the way. Good evening to Scott, Stephen, Zanas, Pajos, Kevin, another Villa podcast from Gigs Sharma. Zanas says hot Ribena, even if you forget to drink it, you can still have it nice when it's cold. That's decent. Decent. Go on then, John. Give me one of these topics, please. Enough,
All right, we'll start.
enough lemon water chat.
Yeah, we'll start with it's probably glass half empty. Take a draw. We'll start with take a draw.
Take a draw. Okay, all right. I think the first couple I've put here are like people's opinions on how they feel, so I might do a couple of these together. Take a draw from John Townley. I'm still treating Liverpool at Anfield as a very difficult game. Despite the Reds' dismal run, I would take a draw. Would you? I would.
Yeah,
I would.
yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Like, don't get me wrong, we're feeling more optimistic than previous years going to Anfield. I actually said this quite random to think of it now. I was walking back from a bus station in Deventer with Max and Simon, and I think Liverpool had just gone 1-0 down against Frankfurt. And I said to them, I said, I'm really looking forward to going to Anfield. I'm really looking forward to it. You don't often go there with expectation. You go there usually just thinking, probably going to lose today, but it's just going to be one of those games. It's not too. I don't mind Liverpool as an away day or going to Merseyside because an away day. I don't do the experience, but just traveling there and back is not so bad. It's about 2 hours drive up there, 2 hours back. It's okay. So I've never minded going there, and whenever we lose there, it always feels like it's Liverpool. Obviously, we got that draw a few years ago, which Jacob Ramsey scored in. We nearly won the game, but equally Liverpool nearly scored 2 late goals, and in the end they didn't.
Yeah.
So, would I take a draw? I would, but because it's completely hypothetical, we can say that. But there's definitely a big part of us here that thinks, could we though? Like we definitely could, but as you said earlier, let me quickly read the stat for you. No side is on a longer losing run in the Premier League than Liverpool, 4 matches, while no side is on a longer winning run than Aston Villa, 4 matches.
You just know what's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah. We should stop here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to rattle through a couple of these then, because they have just how people feel. So from Jack and Michael, and then no name. So Barry. Jack, first of all, genuinely disappointed. This one scored. For the first time in 10 or 15 years, I'll be genuinely disappointed if we lose to Liverpool at Anfield, because I think we can get a good result there. Michael says, and this is called no fear attitude, I want to see Villa go to Aston Villa with a no fear attitude. Yes, we must always be respectful, but we have to have the mindset to be. Oh no, there's a typo. I don't know what that is. It just says Fing B. I don't know what that means. We must have the mindset to be Fing B and bring back the 3 points. I believe they can do. If I believe, I want them to believe in themselves. And more importantly, a free hit from Barry. After beating the odds and getting 3 points against Spurs and City, or 6 points technically, this is a free hit as far as I'm concerned. We get anything from it and I'll be happy. The pressure is all on Liverpool and Slot, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach it. Is it that free hit territory, do you think, because of the results against Spurs and City, that's we kind of performed better than you expected in those? So if you were to lose here, again, we talk about being on par. We're out on par. 6 points from those 3 games is still a great return.
Yeah, I think you probably can class as a free hit as of October 30, but then you just never know how the table's going to
1 minute to 8 on Saturday night. I'm not thinking about free hits. I'm thinking about winning the game.
Yeah, and then even in the next few weeks and months, you don't know where Liverpool are going to be in the league, and everyone would have thought that they'd bounce back some stage, and they'll finish in the top 4, maybe challenge Arsenal, but we'll see. But I remember some matches last season, I was in the kind of headspace if this is probably a free hit. For example, when we go to Tottenham last season, and we'd started the season quite well. I can't remember what they did. But going there, it almost felt like, Tottenham are going to have to take the game to us, because last season, the season before last, we just about pipped them, but they're at home. And you kind of get those feelings of, I think this will happen later in the season. So I'll take a draw against Liverpool. But who knows? Maybe Liverpool will really struggle this season and finish outside the top 4 and therefore be one of our challengers for a position. So we don't know. But considering the quality that they have got, it's going to be obviously still a difficult match. It's just we have a greater opportunity with, for different reasons, be it tactical. But then I would also caveat that we've seen how teams have gone after Liverpool and really found their weakness. I'm not totally convinced that we can do the same. But or even if we will try, are we going to be going direct all of a sudden? Are we going to be, hauling balls into the box from long throws? That remains to be seen. But I've just got a feeling that we would probably still try and play to our principles, and whether that will unlock Liverpool like Man United and Brentford have, the amount of long balls that Liverpool, direct balls that Liverpool have had to deal with and really struggle to deal with. That's the recipe to win against Liverpool. But were we going to do that? I think that will be one of the first questions in Emery's presser tomorrow.
Yeah, obviously the press conference is Friday for those that are watching live with us and watching before the presser. Emery Buendia's injury will be a talking point, and that will absolutely be us, so we can only speculate, and we'll come to him later. One from the live chat, Engine 9. If we beat Liverpool, are we in a title race? Oh, title race already. Remember when we were talking about relegation, John? The good old days of about 6 weeks ago? Now it's the other way. We win in the league. No, I think it's the answer to both of those.
I remember, was it December 2023? When we had those questions, because if we had beaten Sheffield United, we would have gone top at Christmas, I believe. Obviously, we didn't. But those were the conversations then, and it was actually Neil from Liverpool McGrath who I thought gave the best answer at the time. I think he might have been on our podcast actually when he said it. And he basically just said, "Well, you're out of it when that's enough. Butcher that, haven't I? It's you're in it until you're not. Essentially,
Yeah.
Don't even know service there at all, have I? Yeah. So
Neil said it so well when he came on our podcast. You're not in it until you are in it.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
Kevin, by the way, quickly, sorry.
It is too early to be talking about that anyway. Even if we were level with Arsenal, it's far too early to be talking about that. A Sunderland in a title race? No, they're not.
Kevin says, why would it be a no? And then follows up, is it squad size and quality? I think it's just... it depends what are you asking me here. Do I think Villa will win the Premier League? No. Can we be up in the top 3 or 4, not a million miles away from first place? Yeah, I guess. But it's so difficult, isn't it? Because I'd never want to downplay Villa, ever.
But
we haven't won a trophy in 30 years, and we haven't won a league for 50 or whatever it is, 40, 45. to win a league or to even compete for winning a league when you need 80 odd points, 90 points. Like the best seasons we've had over the last few years are still 20, 30 points away from winning the title. How's that water, John? All right.
No, it's bad.
I don't know. I just something in my mind can't compute the fact that we can be in a title race. We're still a way off that, I think.
If for me, a title race can't have how many teams? 8, 9, 10 teams, and that's not a title race. It's half the league nearly. So no, it's too early to be talking about that anyway. If you're relating it to Villa, and obviously Liverpool would be involved in that because they are the champions. Arsenal are involved in it because everyone expects them to, and they should win the league from here. And whatnot. So no, even if come December we're in the same position as we are now, in the position that we are, okay, but we're not going to be, I highly doubt anyway, 3 points off second then. So the league will sort itself out. I always say I only really look at the league after the 10th game, and that is the next match, right?
Yeah,
against Liverpool. So after that, pay a bit more attention. That you start to figure out where a team's going to be grouped essentially, and I think that is starting to take shape a little bit. You look at the relegation, the teams who are in relegation trouble: Wolves, West Ham, Burnley, Leeds. For me, that's probably your lot. I think Forest will drag away. Yeah. But then to look where we are now, it's so early. Again, about a month ago, just over a month ago, we had questions about relegation. So, geez, where will we be next month?
Stay tuned, John, to find out.
Yeah.
Ping me another header then, please. Let's go through some of these mailbag comments.
Sure. Let's go with can't ignore the facts.
Can't ignore the facts. Okay, no name on this one either. So this is from Lucy. Do you think that Watkins' role and performance in that role specifically is good enough as Emery keeps playing him and says he's happy with him? Or do you guys think it will come to a head where we will look for a new striker in January or start seeing Marlon up there if he isn't scoring goals? P.S. I'm a massive Watkins fan like you, but can't ignore the facts and he doesn't look like scoring goals. We spoke about Ollie Watkins a lot on the podcast a little bit. I think on Monday's Q&A we did like a 10-minute segment about him and we haven't played a game since then. So I can't imagine we're going to say much different. I think he will score 15 Premier League goals this season and contribute to Villa playing well.
Yeah, I mean, we have
not the moment.
Yeah, we've touched on what he gives the team out of possession, and I do think it's invaluable. I've said it many times. Villa don't beat Spurs, in my opinion, if Watkins don't come off the bench and play like he did. I don't think Marlon scores twice. It's certainly the goals that he scored. Watkins did play part in those still. The goals are an issue. And I almost want to take this question more as, because we've discussed the bits and bobs, where we look to bring a striker in January. And I do think that's an area where we should look at. We obviously touched on this in the Q&A as well on Monday to a point, but it will be interesting to see where and what Villa do in that transfer window. And obviously we are some way away. Is it 9 weeks or something that we're away from the window opening? There's a lot of football to be played there, a lot of results to be had, a lot of points to be won and lost, a lot of goals for Watkins to score or chances to miss. So a lot will happen before then. But I would say that even if Watkins does score 6 goals from now and then, I would still be looking at another forward anyway. And that isn't anything necessarily against Watkins. It's just more, I think we are probably a bit light because I said it back in the summer that I'm happy for Marlon to be the understudy as such to Watkins. And I want to see Marlon play in that position that he played against Burnley more often.
Me too.
I think certain games suit it rather than other ones. But I'm not totally seeing Marlon as a number 9 being a player who can impact a game for Watkins. Like we saw with Rashford, a player who can really compete and do a job. I don't really see that with Marlon, and that's not on him. He's just not that profile of player. So in January, I would like us to see or go after someone else. But the problem is the money. I don't know where we're going to find that money from unless it's player sales, and then you flip it again to
not in January, surely.
Well, we did last January, but you could see what assets we had there that could be sellable. So we had 2 strikers, both of them would command a big fee, especially one, which is Duran. Philogene, people were probably surprised when he was sold permanently, but still, that's an asset that it's dispensable, right? If you look at the team at the moment, who's a dispensable asset in that side that wouldn't cause a major impact in the team? People are probably shouting right now, Watkins. But if we go through it, it is difficult.
I don't think there's really anybody.
I'd almost look at it and say, okay, and I don't mean this now, but you would probably say someone like a Buendia, who you could probably raise funds for and replace. But can we improve on Buendia with the money that you'd get from him anyway? I don't think so. So it's difficult. The right back situation, you have two of them. I'm going to try and ask Emery if we get the opportunity about Garcia on Friday. What's going on there? We have two left backs. Would you look to move Maatson on maybe? Like, I'm just thinking in terms of where can you raise money? But then if you do that, you're light in certain positions again. So it is.
It's more likely a loan, isn't it? Surely for January, same as what we saw last year.
Yeah, but even then, you got wages to cover.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be an interesting month. But just sorry to go on about that question, but just an interesting one about where Villa can improve in the winter window. I certainly think bringing in another striker, a bit more firepower, will help us for sure. Because I do look at the team, and when Watkins isn't scoring, I am a bit worried. Okay, so McGinn's goals will dry up. I mean, it's not free scoring, but he's scored a few goals for us in recent weeks. They will dry up. Buendia at the moment is injured. Where else do you go? Gesson hasn't scored yet. Tielemans is injured.
In the Europa League.
Yes, of course, yeah. But in the league hasn't scored. You're kind of thinking, who has scored? Roger just scored once in the league. It's pretty sparse. Yeah. So Watkins does need to, get him on the goals again.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, I'm going to pick out missing Buendia, so we can talk about him as you just mentioned him. From Mark, anyone else concerned over how long we could lose Buendia for? Such a tidy player with great spirit, always has been. I'm delighted to see him as a focal part of the team, and I fear we may struggle to unlock defences as much without him. Yeah, as I said at the top, this is speculation from us on the length of that injury. He was seen leaving Villa Park with a boot and crutches when we were doing the post-match show. We couldn't confirm that when we were live, but everyone's seen the clip since and hopeful of, maybe that's a precaution and he'll be fine within a couple of weeks. I'm not so sure. I think it's going to be, and John, you and I are not doctors. If I say it's going to be 8 weeks, that means nothing. I'm literally just guessing, but you'd suspect 5-6 weeks at least. Like, he's not going to play Saturday. I don't think he'll play against Bournemouth. So then the international break for a bit of time as well. Is it before Christmas, after Christmas? We'll know tomorrow, or Emery will say
he'll be asked.
He's going to have scans or whatever, so we don't know yet. But what's your gut? Is it a long one, do you think?
Oh,
you're not a doctor, so I don't know why I'm asking really, but we have to talk about it a bit.
Yeah. Well, let's say this: if he is out for weeks, then what are our options in that position? So we have Morgan Rogers, we have John McGinn, we have Harvey Elliott. Not this weekend. Evan Gesson and Daniel Marlon. Have I missed anyone else? Sancho, of course, as well. Yeah. So yeah, put it this way: Buendia is obviously come to the fore a bit more. He's certainly impressing, and we want to. I said this previously. It's great that he's playing well for a few games. If we can see this, consistently over the course of weeks and months, then fantastic. Unfortunately, with that injury, if it is a duration of time, that will be a real setback for him. Not to suggest that he won't come back and play at the same level, because he's come through an ACL and done that. So I don't really worry about that. But it's more for Villa. Do we have the right place for that? And I would say straight off the bat that, okay, we've got Harvey Elliott, so that's okay. But we know the situation there, or we don't know all the situation.
We don't know the situation.
What we do know is he doesn't play many games or minutes on the bench for the 3 games before he wasn't included in the City squad. So, yeah, we'll obviously ask Emery about it. Hopefully he can give us some sort of accurate timeline. But if it is weeks, then it could be quite a lot of football, because you obviously have the festive games as well.
Yeah.
They won't be very festive this year if Villa don't play Boxing Day. So, but anyway, but I don't know when the return will be exactly right now, but that will hopefully become clearer tomorrow, and then we can talk about how many games is he going to miss. Obviously, you have the international break coming up relatively soon, so hopefully it's not so bad. But yeah, it can be obviously, just say there, a precaution that he's in a protected boot and on crutches. That's probably quite normal, to be honest, for a player after sustaining that sort of injury. But yeah, timeline, hopefully Emery will tell us tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Pick me another topic then, please.
Sure. Let's go for better than cashing in.
Oh, nice. Better than cashing in.
You made that, so I don't know if you can say, oh, nice.
Well, I can, John, because I have.
Yeah.
Although we are yet to see too much from the players signed in the August window, isn't it nice to see some of those that we've collectively written off proving their worth? Matty Cash and Buendia have been two standout performers so far this season, combining nicely again for the winning goal against City. They've been two great servants for the club, and it's lovely to see them getting their flowers.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, not one to touch on for too long. Obviously, we just spoke about Buendia a little bit. Matty Cash, player of the season so far. Pretty undoubted. I think he's done really well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And no, I won't spend too long. As you mentioned there, but absolutely agree. I would not be having Buendia or Cash is top 5 performers this season. Obviously, Kamara, Konsa, they're kind of a given, but for them to be in there, it always makes it even better. So, yeah, fantastic for the club as well, because all of a sudden now, Cash has now got his new deal. That's protected his value. And again, if he can continue in this way, then that's brilliant, especially because the other right back that we have hasn't been available or featured. That position, if you said earlier in the season, you're not going to have another right back, you're only going to have Cash for however many weeks, or however long it will be that Garcia returns, that would automatically be a major concern of ours, wouldn't it? Nothing really, especially against Cash. It's just, okay, if he's not in form, or if he has an injury, if he needs a rest, none of those things, you can't take him out of the team. And right now, we absolutely don't want to take him out of the team. So, yeah, brilliant. And obviously, Buendia as well. The key thing for me for Buendia was goal contributions and making that impact. And he's done that, scoring in Feyenoord, scoring against Spurs. So, yeah, again, injury, absolutely the wrong time for him.
Just quickly, who is that on? Obviously, I honestly, we're forced into it, but because Villa couldn't spend freely, if they could spend 150 million, a Cash and Buendia in the starting 11, maybe not. They're probably positions that we would look at as, could you improve on them? So is that on the players themselves for just going up a level somewhat, or is it on Emery and the coaching staff for unlocking something different, maybe?
I think partially it's proving, I think it is probably proving people wrong. Cash has said many times and kind of alluded to the fact that players look on social media or whatever it may be. We've seen sometimes he'll have kind of a bit of a go back at the fans, literally at Villa Park. If there's a kind of disgruntlement about how Villa are building it from the back, he'll say, like, just let us do our thing. And here we are, having won 6 of our last 7 after a bad start, granted, but it is really trusting the process. And for that reason, I think Cash, deserves this moment, I guess, because he is, and deserves the new deal because he has come through that. We've seen, I keep saying this, we've had players over the years who have done that. I won't kind of name them specifically because they're not at Cash's level anyway. It kind of be a disservice to Cash to say that, but I definitely think it is part of proving doubters wrong. Buendia as well, I mean, partially different, that he really wanted to stay at the club and fight for his place. Said to Emery in pre-season that, this is where he wants to be. And even then, Villa weren't necessarily like, oh, okay, like, let's crack on, then you're in the team. He obviously has to prove himself moving forward from then. And he's always been a good trainer, Buendia. Didn't stop teams coming in for him towards the back end of the summer window, but he stays. And again, he's proving himself. I remember last season, of course, when he'd come back from his ACL, had a few weeks or months even training with the first team then. And really, his only highlight of the first part of last season was scoring against Wickham, and great getting us through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. But apart from that, really not having much opportunities, but completely different this time around. So, yeah, it's, it also serves as a good, kind of a good example as well for other players moving forward too. You can have a slow start, you can be criticised, but there's an example of 1, 2, 3, 4 players who have all stepped up under Emery.
Okay, one from the live chat now, from Josh. Here's one. Boubacar Kamara starts for any team in world football in his position. I think I agree. Also, can you ask John where he got that green jacket from in the last episode? Now, I brought this up for 2 reasons. It was the one that we did. Oh, no, I can't get rid of the comment. Oh, no. Hold on. There we go. The one when we were sat on the sofa and you wore your big overcoat.
Oh,
there was a comment on the YouTube video going, "Why is John wearing his nan's jacket?" I love the comparisons between people's opinions on clothes. Where's it from, John?
I feel like I don't need to say this, but never take fashion tips from John Townley. I have no idea where it's from. He must be 5 or 6 years old. I don't change my wardrobe very much. A lot of the clothes I wear are my brother's. like he's taller than me. So when he grows out, he's not still growing now. So that's interesting. How does that work?
Don't know. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are growing still. You're catching him up.
Never.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
No,
Maybe
I
little
don't
John
know,
Townley will
but-
have a growth spurt.
He passes close down to me, and I'm actually older than him, only by like minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's from. I'm not going to entertain that.
Should we talk about the text you sent me at Villa the other day about your brother?
What was that again? I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
I can't scroll back and find it because there's too much since then.
No,
But
I
you
remember it.
said somebody spotted your brother or something and was
He
confusing
said,
you.
what did he say? He said something like, people are asking me downstairs at Villa Park in Trinity Road or whatever. They're asking, am I John or something? So then I was just laughing, so like, don't kill my don't kill my ball knowledge, please.
Don't talk about football because they'll be going, John Townley. He's defending Ollie Watkins on the podcast. When he's at Villa Park, he's slagging him off.
That is useless.
I love it. Right, okay. Give me another topic, John, please. We've only got a few left. We are going to get through this quicker than usual. Okay. Everyone will be delighted to know.
We'll go for Chant challenge.
Chant challenge. Okay, this is from Alan Wright's Barber. Can you come up with a chant for concert and push it for fans to adopt and sing, or even fan the flames and get a rival chant going instead if we can't think of something, which is quite likely? Embarrassing that someone of his service and stature doesn't have one. A simple super Esri concert to the conga would do a job if needed. Challenge accepted. Not quite. However, there is, or I have seen an Esri concert chant and the European games, the away games, which I don't know whether it will take off, but it is good and it should take off.
Yeah, I heard it. I don't know, was it like a year or even maybe 2 ago? I can't quite remember.
Really? Okay.
From a while, from a while ago, and it's only just catching on now, which is good. So hopefully so.
Do you want to sing it?
No, no. What is it? I can't it myself now. Oh, so rhythm is a dancer, concert is the answer.
You can feel it everywhere. I've got here, so I've got some lyrics from Twitter because I've seen a video and it's hard to kind of point it out. So this is what someone else has written. Hits it with his left foot, hits it with his right foot. You should see him in the air. Oh, Esri concert. Yeah. You should see him in the air. Oh, that good song, good chant. However, and I've seen 2 versions of this. Hits it with his left foot, hits it with his right foot, which is very striker. It's very forward. Esri Concer's not hitting it with his right foot, hitting it with his left. So I think simple, yes, but there should be some change there. Tackles with his right foot, blocks it with his left foot. That might be it.
I don't know.
Like that would be better.
I don't know that video where it says hits it with his left foot. I've seen different versions of it as well. So
yeah, that's what we need to catch on.
I think tackles is probably best.
Tackles with his right foot. Tackles again? Did you do tackles twice?
Yeah,
tackles with his right foot. Tackles with his. I don't know. I don't like tackles twice. Anyway,
what would you say then?
I'd go blocks. I think tackles with his right foot, blocks it with his left foot. You should
okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
2 different options.
Bit of variation. Have you seen the chant for, or have you heard even the chant for Claudio Braga, the Hearts fans?
No, I haven't.
Oh, really? Oh, that's very disappointing because I'm not chanting it because it's very good. Very. If you've been on Twitter today, you would have seen it for sure.
Okay. Dig it out and send it to me later.
It's very good, but not one that we can just copy. I don't think because it's quite a long one. But it's
there's no chance of that catching on then. I like a comment here for absolutely no reason from Zach in the live chat. It's just put Marlon : still bald. Why? What did we say something that's relevant for? I just really made me laugh.
Doesn't he choose? I think he chooses to be.
Yeah, he shaves his head, doesn't he? Yeah. Fair enough. All right, then give me another topic, John, please. We've got a couple left, and then we'll go into some score predictions and a predicted 11.
Let's go for. I'll choose a difficult one. Where do you put him?
Oh, good. Where do you put him? If Kamara and Onana keep performing, is there space for Tielemans in the starting 11?
When Onana gets injured.
Oh God, don't.
I hope not.
That one's from Siggy in Iceland, which is lovely. What I thought that is how good that Kamara specifically always is, and Onana has been over the last few games. That Yuri Tielemans, player of the season last year, undoubtedly. Does he get back into the side? Like he surely has to, but where? Yeah, number 10.
Different games need different solutions. It's what I always say.
Different drinks for different needs.
Seriously, for certain matches, you will prefer to have Tielemans sitting deep. For other matches, you may want to play him further forward. Yeah, I don't look at Tielemans come back in the team and have any concern for him, to be perfectly honest.
I don't like him further forward. I think Kamara and Tielemans as a two are almost perfect.
Yeah, but I do think there are some games where that will work. We saw it the season before last, his first season, when he did play in more advanced position, and he was excellent playing in front of a two. So, yeah, again, different methods. This is a good thing. We won't have a specific answer for what happens. It really, for me, just depends on the game. What happens in the game? Who would you rather start? Would you rather be more solid? This is a good thing. So for that reason, unfortunately, kind of not necessarily sitting on the fence, but also not kind of nailing my colours to the mast. But what I would say is that Onana, again, has shown against City how important he can be for us and what a player he is. I said it so many times. I love him as a player. I really do. I really want him.
Important Saturday.
I really want him to succeed at Villa. I just think he's so unique. And I do think he has a really good personality. No doubt that's in the dressing room as well. But with the fans, he's got a rapport. I know he gets a lot of criticism when he is injured. And that is something that really needs to be kind of taken hold of in his career, frankly. Because if he's going to get these injuries every season, it's really going to slow him down. And he's going to make many less appearances and have many less experiences, frankly, at the top level of football if he can't stay fit. So it's really important. But when you do see those performances like we saw against Bournemouth last season, Spurs against last season, I think it was as well, he really can be a very important player. So, yeah, I do like him a lot.
Zanas in the comments says, Onana won't stay fit. He'll be fine finding his place. To be fair, as much as I love him, Kamara won't either. Kamara gets his fair share of injuries over the course of a season. So between Kamara, Tielemans and Onana and McGinn in there as well, there's enough midfield cover of good options when needed for a 3 or 4 game period because one of them won't be available.
Yeah, basically, I think, kind of wrapping that up, it's ideally all 4 of them there and we're thinking who's going to play, but more often than not, there probably will be 2 of the 3 or maybe 3 of the 4. 2 of the 3, 2 of the 4 or 3 of the 4 that are actually available, and then you pick on the game. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go through some of these then. I'm going to tie some of these comments into predictions and our predicted 11. So Alex here from Redditch. Do you feel overpowering the midfield and dominating the central areas like we did against Manchester Blue, which is a very Pez, I like that, is actually the perfect tactic to beat Liverpool, and that we have been building one game at a time to finally be in a perfect place to smash these boys at Anfield? Oh, I love it, Alex. Come on, let's get you in the dressing room. Yeah, I think Onana will be big, literally, in the midfield for the weekend, of being that physical presence, getting in amongst it with the Liverpool midfield, which hasn't been good this season. It's just, Liverpool are so hard to read because I still, in the back of my mind, just think they're a good team. They're a very, very good team. There's some brilliant players there, but something about them hasn't been right over the last couple of weeks. Can we capitalise on that? And you just want one of those proper, you love them, proper classic Unai Emery away games where Villa go there and do a proper job on them. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I'd love that. 10 o'clock, that post-match show, we'd love it if we beat them.
Yeah, I'll be there as well. I'll jump on the link. Actually, no, I can't, can I? Because I promised
we win the Europa League,
Yeah, I'll join you from Istanbul on May the... Oh, I don't even know. That's bad on my part. I should know. The
27th, I'm going to say.
No, can't be that late. I will look at it. Sorry, I told everyone.
It will be late.
Final 2025.
Why do we need to know this now?
It's before the season finishes. Sorry, Dan. 20th of May. There we go.
Only a week off.
Yeah, it's between the 2 last games. Can I know and say what was the question? No, I know it. Yeah, what I would say quickly is that Gravenberch, if he's back for Liverpool, that will obviously help.
Yeah.
It'll be a big bonus for Villa if he's not playing, but I think he will be. I think Slot said that he's hopeful that he will, and I think he'll probably do everything to push him back for that match. No surprise. Well, it was a little bit surprising, but in hindsight, not really shocked that he rotated the team, and he will just play obviously his best 11 against Villa. That was always a given, but they'll be fresh. And the fact that they lost 3-0, right? They lost 3-0 as well at Anfield. Even though some of those players didn't play, they know that going there, they can't not win again, So there will be a lot of pressure on them, and I bloody hope so. But to answer the question, having a physically strong midfield, that will help us a lot. And I talked about earlier in the episode about how we might not play as many direct balls as United and Palace. Obviously, we can, but I don't know if we will. But having that dominating presence and players who can get around the pitch, I think that's really important as well. And they're interested by Liverpool. And I was watching a video about this the other day. Their progression from the fullbacks is really low, which I thought was really interesting.
I saw that video, yeah.
Obviously, Trent is an extremely progressive and creative right back, but Bradley isn't that. Kirkes is obviously having a bit of stinker since he joined. I think he scored a goal, but apart from that, has been poor defensively and going forward. Not really sure what he's adding to that team at the moment. Hopefully, we don't find out on Saturday. But there's definitely ways Villa can win the game, and just to say that usually it's ways that we can stifle them, or ways we can maybe nick a result. But no, I'm feeling ever more confident. I think when we get to Saturday, it will feel like again, pressure's off us. But if we can get something, get a win, brilliant. And you probably feel like we can. And having
definitely we can.
Those dominating midfielders in the match as well, that will go a long way, I think, hopefully, for us to get a result.
Yeah. I regret deeply doing a Mick McCarthy joke there, because the next comment from Luke says 5 fan zones / previews skipped now, and the winning run continues. Brackets, thanks for not doing one against Go Ahead Eagles. It can't go on like this, can it? It can. It can. And also, just a couple of, before we get into a natural 11, just a very short one from Christoph. Watkins to score and run Van Dijk ragged, which I love. Chris Kelly in the comments says Watkins to slot one in. Nice. Kevin says the slot machine is jammed. Also nice. We'll get chances. Okay. We will get chances.
That was a response to Watkins'.
Well, yeah, probably is. We will get chances 100%. What Villa have to do is find a way just to turn on some clinicalness, because if you only get a couple of chances, you've got to score them, because you'll get them. I've got no doubt you'll see one of our players either get through one-on-one or get a ball over the top, or a ball gets cut back and it will be somebody in space to get to it. We have to take that chance, whether Watkins or otherwise. Go on.
I was just going to say that if we are going to get a result, I think it's absolutely could be the game that Morgan Rogers, you look at it and think, oh, that's his best game for some time. I'm hoping that's the case. McGinn. Yeah, McGinn, man of the match. If he plays like he tenacious, irritating, very much getting in people's face. This is it, and he kind of ties back to the last question of like getting to him, like without going over the top. Do you know what I mean?
That's getting on Twitter. That is
serve something up, like, and we've got it in us to do it. We should relish this. Yeah, heart's pumping now. It's like me talking about the Europa League, trying to finish in the top 2.
I tell you what, you've tied this in perfectly to the last one, called a puncher's chance. Yeah, that's good. Good from you. Our record isn't the best away at Liverpool, but weirdly, I'd rather go there when they're playing well rather than on their current run. In the 1-1 there when Ramsey scored, we
don't deserve nice things.
The last 2 visits, they've slapped us about. No, it's fair, I think. Van Dijk has often talked about not enjoying playing against Oli, and if Rodgers can cause as many problems as he did for City, I think we have a puncher's chance, which I've never heard before, but I like that.
You never heard that before?
No, puncher's chance. What is that? I'm assuming that's a boxing thing.
Yeah, I've heard it many times.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, fine.
You're usually quite good with your phrases and sayings.
Yeah, I've not heard that one. I'll Google that in a minute when you're talking. I think that is the feeling. I also would like them not to be on such a bad run. I know that sounds so counterintuitive, but I do just think, can they lose 6 in 7 or 7 in 8 or whatever it is? Like, that seems like a lot of football to lose for a team that's good.
Yeah, I flip it the other way and say, can we win 5 league games in a
row?
Well,
exactly, both of them. Yeah. Those things don't tend to happen, do they? But we can.
Under Emery, we have. Whether we win or not, I think it's a different question. But I will be disappointed if we lose. But it's not going to be like a lingering disappointment. You will get over it, I think, pretty quickly. Again, depending on the context. But if we lose at Anfield, frustrating because it felt like an opportunity. But I'll get in my car and I'll drive back and think, okay, well, that's, in terms, still a very difficult game. I always said this I've been saying this since the start of the week, that only us and Arsenal, as well as Liverpool, have lost 2 league games at home since the start of last season. We know how good we are at Villa Park. But the only difference is, of course, that Liverpool have lost that home game very recently against United. So you've really stitched me up there, because I was googling something else. You might know it though. Shadow says, when was the last time we won at Anfield? Is it the Benteke environment? It was it was. It was 2013. It would have been. It would have been that
14,
game.
yeah.
Or was it Gabby?
Oh.
Gabby? Was it Gabby?
I don't know. Do you want to get any higher pitched when you say that? Or?
We should know that, but I've got to.
Tech environment is the one I think of.
I probably was.
The lime kit, Lambert's limes.
No. I think I was right.
Really? Was that the purple and white checkered thing?
Yeah, when Gabby falls over the side and he was it that one actually? No, I don't think it was.
Oh, sure. No.
No, it was the pinstripes. Pinstripes, wasn't it? Daft Pinstripes.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, but it was Gabby. 9 minutes. Sendros played in that game, didn't he? I think. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Wow. And he booted. Is he Balotelli or something? He just booted off the ball. Do you remember that?
This
is like a cool memory unlocked. Yeah, running back, he booted him off the away from the referee's view and got away with it.
Okay. Early Greek in the comments says boxing term means if you have a good punch, you can beat anybody, which is what Google's AI overview tells me. Puncher's chance is a term for the underdog's opportunity to win a fight with a single lucky or powerful punch, even if they are outmatched and skilled. It's also the brand name of a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
You could probably link that as well to like a tennis player having a serve or something.
Yeah. Just something up your sleeves.
It's not going to be as catchy though.
No, definitely
tennis
not.
Player serve. Chant.
I'll tell you what, if we go there, we'll have a tennis player serve. Right, give me
if we beat Liverpool, you got to start that. See how many people got onto it. We had a tennis player serve chance and we did it.
Okay, I'll do my best. We have to win the game. Right, we did 55 minutes for City, although we had played Go Ahead Eagles the night before. We're on 40 today, so we are better. I predicted 11, John. What do you think we're gonna line up with?
Yeah, so I think this is relatively straightforward. Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Powell, Luka Dane, Kamara, Anana, Miggin, Rogers. I think Gesson on the right. And Ollie up front. I think there's some people will still question, well, do you bring Mings back? But I just think don't change what's worked so well for us recently.
Completely agree. This is exactly the same 11 I did, which is why I've done it last, because it's not a talking point. We can't say much more about it than that. That is exactly what I do as well.
The only thing I would say is that I'd bench, I do think, is quite significantly weaker without, Elliot wasn't even on it against City, but without Elliot and Buendia, we're then relying on Sancho and Marlon. Is that it? Sancho and Marlon to come off the bench.
Attacking options, yeah,
and Barkley maybe, but there's not a lot there, especially if you get an injury or whatnot. Touch wood that doesn't happen, but if we feel a little bit light, and again, this kind of goes some points earlier about in January. I don't think we have a lot of firepower, especially when our players aren't on top form, like Rogers, like Watkins, and so on. Yeah.
Okay, prediction time then. There was a couple in the comments. Kevin said on their form, I'll take a win, and somebody else said 2-1, I think.
I'll take a win.
Yeah, I absolutely will take a win as well. Last week, Villa won 1-0. We both predicted Villa to win, so point apiece. I'm on 11, you're on 5, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. What's your score prediction, John, for Liverpool? What are you going to go with? Oh, we're going to win.
I think I'll say Desmond 2-2.
2-2. Ooh.
No, okay. Hold on. I've messed that up, haven't I? Desmond 2-2.
It's been a good podcast, you know.
For that exact reason, it hasn't.
Yeah, no, for that exact reason, it has. Is that what I said?
Desmond 2-2.
I've spotted a 7-2 Villa in the comments, which I absolutely love. Please imagine that. Oh, that'd be so sweet. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa. Couple of goals. Go and do a job. Win 5 in a row.
3-1.
Show everyone who we're about. Yeah, 3-1.
Okay.
Why not? Run away with it a bit. Couple for Watkins is what I'm after. Really, really after that. Right then, John, that is our fan zone done. 45 minutes. Still a touch long, but we've got through a lot. It's a big game. I've enjoyed myself. Have you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Okay, good. As a callback to the very start, Patrick says, if the lemons or limes are not completely covered in water, they'll taste strange. Best to keep topping the water up. Is it the lemons lies into the top? Are they being oxidized?
The limes have been soaked in water all day. The lemons, show you quickly, are essentially covered anyway. And I'm always topping it up. The lemons go down as the water goes down, obviously. They don't, gravity's a strong thing, but they don't just float in air.
When life gives you lemons, John. Right, that'll do for this episode of the Fan Zone. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. For those that watched to the very, very, very end, the opposition preview, I didn't get a chance to film one for Liverpool this week. However, when I spoke about this last week and said, do you want an opposition preview? From the 7,000 or 8,000 people that listened, we had about 7 comments. So what I'm going to do this time, on YouTube, in the comments, I'm going to put a comment that says, opposition preview. Save you commenting yourself. Just leave a little thumbs up on it if you want it. If you're listening, there's a Spotify comment section as well, so I'll do the same on there. You can put emoji reactions on comments on Spotify. So give me some feedback that you want an opposition segment. If you don't want it, I'm not going to do it, to be really blunt about it. And there wasn't enough engagement last week for me to go, yeah, I have to go and do one for Liverpool. So here we are. We're just waffling away as per. But that's what the podcast is, John, so I'm all for it. Right. Our next episode will be the post-match show on Saturday night. I don't know who's doing yet. I am asking Kendrick. We're having talks. Talks are progressing about whether he wants to do it because he's been off this week. But yeah,
when does he have his medical?
Hopefully, will he pass a medical? Who knows? Hopefully, me and Kendrick will be here Saturday night. I'll definitely be here talking about Villa beating Liverpool 7-2 or whatever somebody else said. Right, John. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to those who watched along live, and we'll see you again in a few days. Bye, everyone.